Hey guys, and welcome to update 9 on Virtual Warfighter. This update was actually a small update from the beginning, and it only addressed input, mostly for Oculus Touch guys. But during the course of this update, a lot of new players joined us on Discord, which is super fun. And they have come with a ton of improvement ideas and suggestions that we now have incorporated into the game. Plus, they also helped us playtest this release. So we have found some problems, mainly with the physics integration, that we now also have fixed. So the physics are much more stable now in this release. So that's super fun. And I also want to take the opportunity to thank those guys for helping us out. Alright, so let's start with the new settings menu then. Now we have 4 tabs up here. And the first one is the input tab, and what's new here is basically these 4 options here, and there are 4 categories. Interactable, which are like interactables on other items, like the slide on the pistols and the charging handle on the rifles, etc. Also the pin on the hand grenade. And then items is loose items like magazines, grenades, and the bomb on the search and destroy game mode. Then we have the front grip, which of course is the front grip on the weapons. And then lastly we have the weapon category. And for each category you can select a button, trigger or grip, and you can select if you want to toggle or if you want to hold. For weapons, since you use the trigger to actually fire the weapon, you cannot choose hold. You'd have to choose toggle. But if you use the grip button, then you can select toggle or hold. And the Rift guys, by default, they're gonna have grip button and hold here. But for Vibe guys, you're gonna get the trigger and the toggle option. And then you can, by your own taste, you can set this to whatever you like, and this has proven to be very good for this, especially for the Rift guys. All right, so let's move on to this menu here. Like I said, a lot of good suggestions from the Discord guys, and one of them is we have a feature in Virtual Warfighter where you can cook the grenade directly from when it's sitting in the vest, and that is because you might have your rifle up. Then you can take your left hand or your non-dominant hand and pull the pin of the grenade, take up the grenade and throw it away inside the 4-second fuse time. But many new players have accidentally pulled the pin in the vest and of course blow themselves up. So now by default this new option is not enabled, and basically when you enable it, it will make you able to cook the grenades from your vest using one hand. Right, so lock attachments in world. That means that when you spawn into the game inside the fighting area, then you cannot manipulate the attachments on the rifle. And this is because some people have accidentally, removed the front grip while engaged in a firefight. It's default. It's actually not turned on. Default, you can manipulate your attachments in world. And lastly, rotate with the spawn point, and this is actually a really nice new feature. Your room scale has a front direction. Normally it's pointing towards your monitor if you have set it up like that in the settings. This means is that when you spawn into the world, the spawn point and the forward position or direction in your room scale will sync, so you will know directly which way you are facing. A downside for some people is it's a taste matter, but the world will always be rotated differently depending on which spawn point you randomly get. So it can be negative for some players. It's a taste question. Right, and like I said, the physics, we have worked a lot with the physics, and let's show you how it worked before and how it works now. Right, so Virtual Warfighter has had, latency-free physics since day one, but the physics engine does not actually like this very much. You can see it over here. Items responds a bit flickery. It's really hard, you know, to actually work with them. It's a little better with a pistol, but still it's very, you see, it's not responsive to my actions and really jittery. Right, so the new physics update makes things so much more smooth, as you can see here. You can even do this. Another side effect is that the world is now less forgiving when you actually bump your stuff into it. Let's try if you move like this. As you can see, I now dropped the rifle here. And actually this is very good for balancing, because now it's better to choose compact weapons like the submachine guns if you're in a tight space like this. So that's good for balancing. Right, of course we also want to bring you some new content. So first let me show you our new red dot site. It's actually this little site here. And what's cool with this site is it has a what's called a co-witness raised rail, and it actually means that it's going to co-witness what you see. The red dot syncs with the iron sight. So yeah, it's a cool new little site that you can use. Also, we have this new baby here. Let me spawn in the world. This is our first battle rifle in the game. It's a 7.62 NATO round, so it's gonna pack a punch. We choose to only have iron sight on it for balance, but give us comments if you want to see a rail on this one. So let me show it. Yeah, and it feels really nice to reload it. Also, a new feature in Virtual Warfighter is our blind grab, as we call it. Take out the old mag, then you can just take a new mag, because the game understands which mag you want. So now we can continue firing. And of course the slap is famous. Yeah. So that, guys, that's everything for this update, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. See you on the battlefield.